Today on the Topping Show, trans swimmer Leah Thomas is banned from worldwide competition. Bud Light down $390 million in sales compared to the same time period last year. Bud Light Mindset tweet and Man Dancing tweet both fall flat. Is Bud Light actually buying positive comments on Twitter/X platform? Bud Light business blunder actually causes companies to change their hiring practices. Twitter X now allows users to hide their blue check mark. Lizzo is sued for fat shaming and sexual harassment. The U.S. government spent $1 trillion on EV buses, but is already having some issues. The incandescent light bulb is still under attack and killed thanks to the Biden administration. Warner Brothers Disney's to have a $1.2 billion loss, while Jewel is seeking $1 billion in funding. Lionsgate also to acquire E1 Studios from Hasbro. Apple sales fall for the third consecutive quarter in a row, and Hyundai Kia issued a recall that is a bit fiery and, of course, unfortunately dangerous. All of that and much, much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. I have to say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner and need a little assistance, you reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Warner Brothers Studio/Discovery look like they're going to lose about $1.2 billion. Now, this is also the company that bought out what is the remnants of what was CNN, which CNN, they're not in any better shape. You had CNN Plus, their streaming platform, fail within weeks with a mediocre fanfare of maybe 12 people signed up for it. It had one of the worst ROIs ever. I think their target acquisition cost, or the cost to get a new person to actually buy a streaming platform, was around 60 grand. It was that comically unprofitable. Now, it looks like Warner Brothers/Discovery entity, their revenue did increase to $10.4 billion. Now, granted, the Barbie movie may very well help as well, since it's already hit, I believe, $700 million in box office sales. Granted, you split that with the movie theaters, but it's on track and it has intellectual property to very well hit that billion-dollar mark. And of course, it'll be interesting to see, do they come up with a sequel to that? But granted, you can't, well, I was about to say you can't build a business on one intellectual property, but I'm sure the publisher behind Harry Potter would like to disagree. Now, it looks like their streaming business reported a narrow $3 million loss on adjusted earnings before interest, tax, and depreciation and amortization, also known as EBITDA, which, acronyms always sound cool and fancy. Now, that's a big improvement considering they actually went from losing last year $518 million on their streaming service. Now, well, of course, every time you're making a new car, new phone, new vehicle, new product, you got that huge upfront cost of the infrastructure to actually put it together, develop it, produce it, and then over time it does become more profitable. So it looks like they're starting to bleed a little bit less, and maybe next 1 or 2 fiscal quarters or years they'll be able to get up to the profit part. Now, they also recently launched Max streaming, which unfortunately has nothing to do with Mad Max, a dystopian movie with Mel Gibson, but it's actually what was the remnants of HBO Max. Well, back in the day it was HBO. And also, that's probably, that's probably one of the top business blunders just in terms of marketing, considering everyone knew HBO. It used to be Icon. They actually basically developed the subscription model because they would actually ship you a physical box, which is why they could have more spicy content because it wasn't being broadcasted publicly. You had to be part of that service, part of that subscription. So at the time, it was quite innovative, and some might say it was a trend. It certainly was a trendsetter back then. They should have been the first streaming company, but hindsight's always 20/20. So it'll be interesting to see if that streaming platform slowly becomes more profitable as well, and where they'll be going from there. Now, it looks like in terms of their total acquisition with their streaming services, it looks like the streaming subscribers actually slipped by 1.8 million, so now they're down to 95.8 million at the end of the quarter. Now, that's a loss of 1.8 million from quarter 1 to quarter 2, so not terrible, but again, if you're a streaming platform, it's all about what's the cost to acquire a new customer? Well, shoot, that's a good business concept in general. But also, if it's a lower, losing customers quarter after quarter, you're going to be in trouble before you know it, especially because streaming is becoming more and more competitive since literally every single studio is starting their own streaming channel. So it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of August, so I especially appreciate you taking time to click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to like as well as comment. Your feedback is greatly appreciated as we make the show better and better every day. really trying to get better at slowing down my pace of speech. So thanks to the comments, I know that it is something I need to focus on. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.